Well, good afternoon. This is my first attempt to communicate with the staff via a video recording, and today we're going to be talking just briefly to give you some information about a strategic planning process that our district is currently engaged with. We have about a 3-month window that we're going to be developing this strategic plan. It comes as a result, there's about 100 districts right now that are participating in this initiative across the state in 3 different cohorts over the course of the 2015-16 school year. Trigg County is in the second cohort. Our target date for completion of this strategic plan is around the 1st of April. So we would be actually taking this to our board for final approval probably around that timeline, right about the time spring break arrives for Trigg County Public Schools. So we wanted to just give you a little bit of information about this today and ultimately invite you to attend a session that we're going to be having later this month where you can get more information about the strategic planning process and also be engaged in helping provide some input around the different components of this plan. So to get us to think a little bit about that this morning or this afternoon, I was just thinking about a project that my son recently was working on in second grade. One of the things he wanted to learn about was Mount Everest, and as you know, Mount Everest is considered the highest mountain on Earth. And for a rock climber or a mountain climber, this would be like, I guess, the capstone or the vision that they would have is to be able to scale or to be able to climb, go on an expedition to reach the summit of Mount Everest. And you see a little quote there at the bottom of this, which I thought really just speaks to this idea of scaling or climbing Mount Everest. It's about daring to dream and acting on it. No matter who you are, at what point in your life, whether it's weak, poor, or afraid, Everest is our highest mountain, and the climb has an everlasting, profound impact on the most Everest climber's life. As you think about climbing or scaling Mount Everest, no doubt that the individuals that have climbed Mount Everest and have been successful have really done some intentional thinking about that and had really done some preparation and planning to be able to reach the summit of Everest. Obviously, they have to have climbing gear. They've thought about the ways that they're going to communicate and stay in contact as they scale or climb Everest. They've no doubt done physical conditioning. They've thought about their food and water that they're going to need along the way. They've thought about the weather conditions, what's there, what they will encounter along the way, and then also what support that they will have throughout their journey from the base camp. So I would just say that this really does connect or resonate with me in terms of thinking about strategic planning, strategic thinking. We have a vision for our district, what we want to accomplish, the journey that's before us, what we have to do. But we really can't do that unless we really take some time to really plan and think about what that looks like for our school district. So this strategic planning idea, when you think about the quote that we read just a few seconds ago, it's about the daring to dream, but it's also acting upon that dream or that thinking. So it's putting some things into motion that really lead to us attaining the vision or getting the results. So our strategic plan for Trigg County Public Schools, what we want to accomplish with this is to really lay out a roadmap, if you will, for the next 5 years that would really help move or guide our district toward the attainment of our vision that we have for our students. And so, we've been doing a lot of tremendous work in Trigg County Public Schools, and we're so excited about all the different things that are happening. What this plan is really going to do is try to put those things in black and white, to put it on paper, to really identify those key benchmarks that we need to be hitting and working toward over the next 5 years to really bring our work together and make sense of it, and to really see how all the pieces of the puzzle work together to really get us to that summit, if you would, of our vision, that Mount Everest, the very top of Mount Everest, so that we have really attained that in a very strategic and systematic way that makes sense for all of us that are on this journey. So to talk about that, we really want to think about our vision and mission of our district. As you know, the vision really is what we set out to become. Mission is really simply put, it is the business. It's our core business, what we're about each and every day. So we've been going through this process and we've been trying to refine our vision and mission statements for our school district, and you'll see these on the screen right now. We have a vision statement that just says Trigg County Public Schools will empower each student to thrive and excel in an ever-changing world through the collective efforts of all stakeholders in an effective learning community. The truth is, if we had a crystal ball and we could look into it, you guys have probably heard me talk about this before. I mean, it'd be great, right? We could just look into the crystal ball. We'd see what we want for our kids, and we would, by all means, develop the right learning environment and the right culture within our district that would help our students to be able to achieve that. But we don't know what that is. What we do know is that the world is ever changing, and we're having to think about the future for our students. So our vision for our school district is that we would really we would empower our students so that they would be competitive with anybody and everybody from around the world, that our students would be able to compete with them and that they would be able to thrive and excel. Our core business, I would say, as a school district, is to really empower the next generation. Very simply put, that we want to give them, our students, the knowledge and the skills that they need to equip them with those things. That's what really empowering is, giving them the things that they need to truly be successful. At the very center of all of this work, we've really kind of identified some core values that we've been communicating these through our Monday emails that's been coming out to you guys this year during the 15-16 school year. You've heard us talk about all these terms. This came from our design team that involves students and teachers, really kind of to try to say what should permeate the work that we do throughout our district. You see those 5 core values listed. It's about mastery, helping our students master the academic skills, but also those 21st century skills that we deemed are so important, that we want to personalize learning or give our students personalized experiences, tapping into their passions, their interests, but also giving them voice and choice in their learning. To create authentic learning experiences for our students, that that there's meaningful and purposeful work that our kids are being engaged in doing, that we are focused on continuous improvement, that we're continuing to refine our work and make it better, to produce high quality student work, and also to continue to make sure that we are increasing in the area of all that we do to make it better at the end of the day. And then relationships. None of this can happen if we don't have great relationships with our students, and also great relationships with one another, that we're really building this sense of community amongst our schools and districts. So I would say to you that we've worked to kind of refine this vision and mission of our district, and we want to continue to get input from you as we develop this and kind of try to nail this thing down, so that we really have something that really compels us or moves us forward and helps us to really look through this lens to develop good, strong goals and objectives moving forward for our district. So we've identified basically 4 strategic focus areas for this plan. The first one being teaching and learning, really getting at this idea of providing deeper learning experiences where we value both the content and those 21st century skills that I just mentioned to you, and that we're trying to personalize the learning experience for students. The second big focus area is to have employee engagement and development. It's so important that all of our employees are engaged in everything that we are as a district, and that we're also giving them the tools and that they need to truly be successful, that everybody is getting the professional development experiences they need to execute and do their job to the highest level. So we want to be more strategic about that moving forward. Then also we have our facilities and operations. That is a huge piece of everything that we do. We have to have great facilities, and we also have to be ensuring that we have great operational procedures out there that would really help us to be more efficient, and that we could really devote more time, money, and energy, resources, if you will, to our core purpose, which is to really empower the next generation, to empower our students. And then finally, is this area of stakeholder engagement. That's going beyond our staff and also looking at the broader context of our students, our parents, and our community, including our business partnerships that we have that are so critical to our success. So we want to be sure that everybody is working together to bring about the success and the attainment, ultimately, of our vision that we have for our students here in Trigg County Public Schools. You'll notice here that for each one of these focus areas, what we're going to need to do is really develop some goals and objectives that we want to have for each one of these particular focus areas. Those will then, of course, be followed by some very clear action plans or actionable steps that people will be working on doing. Again, I just want to keep in mind that this is a 5-year plan that we're looking to develop that would really provide that roadmap for our school district moving forward. So we're really excited about this opportunity that we have to look much on a much bigger scale than what we traditionally have looked at when we develop school improvement plans, which are generally much more focused on a 1 to 2 year time frame. But we really want this plan to be this big roadmap for us over the course of that 5-year time period that I mentioned, that really becomes this living, breathing document that we can look to, that we can use to guide our work moving forward, as I mentioned. So we are wanting to invite you. We're so excited about this work. We want to be sure that everybody has an opportunity to engage in conversation and discussion around these focus areas, our vision and mission, and also those core values, as well as help provide insight into the goals and objectives that we need to be developed under each one of these critical focus areas that we have identified. So that meeting is going to be taking place in the Little Theater at 3:30 p.m. on February the 24th. And so we would really appreciate and be excited if you would join us for this conversation on that date. So again, we look forward to seeing you then. Hopefully you've got some insight onto where we want to head in the strategic planning process. Thank you.